Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another lesson in information technology. Welcome to the IT Hub. I'm going to ask you, now that you are here, to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell for more awesome videos when they are released. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at another feature using Microsoft Word, and that feature is mail merge. The objectives for today's class is to define mail merge, to create a document, main document that is, to create a data source, perform the mail merge process. This is essentially what we want to achieve. What is mail merge? Mail merge is simply a feature that is in Microsoft Word that allows a user to create personalized documents in bulk or for mass mailing by merging two things, a data source with a main document. Here are a few documents which can be mail merged: letters, invitations, utility bills, envelopes, labels, and if you are a student, circulars that you may get are personalized letters from your school. Your data sources can include things like a spreadsheet list, a database table, an Outlook contact list, or a list created in Microsoft Word. And this is the one that we're going to be focusing on using today, a list that is created in Microsoft Word. Now, I'm going to share with you 5 quick steps that I like to use when I'm doing my mail merge. My first step is to create your main document. Second step, create your data source. Number 3, insert your merge fields. 4, finish and merge the main document. 5, save both the main document and data source. We're going to go now into creating that mail merge document, and for that we're going to be preparing a letter. For this, you are going to need a blank Microsoft Word processing document. Here is my blank document. I'm now going to set up my document before I start creating my letter. The first thing I'm going to do is to set the margins and the line spacing. This is going to be the foundation of your letter. I'm going to go to the page layout tab, and I'm going to go to margins, set the margins to 2.54 centimeters, or if your computer has it in inches, 1 inch. You can also set the paragraph here by going to the paragraph group, paragraph settings icon, set the line spacing to single, spacing before and after to 0, and check the box that says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. Then click OK. Now that our line spacing has been done, we are going to now go into creating the letter. The first thing we're going to do is to create a simple letterhead. And by that I mean creating the letterhead inside of the header portion of the document. We're not going to go to insert header because I don't want a stylized header. I just want a simple header or letterhead. So I'm going to put my cursor at the top of my screen. I'm going to double click and I'm going to type. I've been using a document, or at least a company called the Old Harbor Sanitary Supplies, and I'm going to go back to using that one. So I'm going to go ahead and type it. And you can use this method if you want to create a letterhead for yourself. It's simple and easy. I'm going to put in an email address. I'm going to give it Old Harbor Sanitary Supplies Limited. And that is at gmail.com. Now this is obviously a MAC address. Put in a fake telephone number as well. I'm going to now format the text. So I'm going to, for the first line, I'm going to be using, and I'm using the shortcut method this time, Bernard MT condensed. I'm going to put that font size 16, font size 16. I'm going to change the font color to blue. Then I'm going to set the color in the rest of the header to black, but I'm going to bold it, and I'm going to put it to font size 12 and change it to Times New Roman. I'm going to highlight all of this, and I'm going to go back to the Home tab and center align it. I'm going to place my cursor to the left of the O, press enter once, reposition my cursor at the top of the header, and I'm going to now insert a picture. And the picture I want to insert is going to be a logo for this particular company. And there's my logo. This logo is too big and it has some white spaces around the side. So I'm going to go to the crop tool. To get the crop tool, the picture has to be selected and it is in the section group to the far right of the ribbon. Click on the crop tool and just adjust by cutting off the white spaces along the sides and the top and bottom. And then deselect it when you're finished. I'm going to also make the logo a little smaller because we do not want the letterhead to be so big. Okay, you can also opt for using a picture style on the logo. That's fine by me. That's what I like, and I'm going to leave it as it is, nice and simple. To exit the header, there are several ways that you can exit the header. You can press escape on your keyboard, or you can double click on the main part of the document, right? Or if you are able to see the close header footer, then you click on that in the ribbon. I'm just going to press escape, that's ESC on my keyboard. Now that I'm out of the header, the cursor is blinking on my left. Now it's a little bit close to the letterhead, so I'm going to press enter twice and bring it down. I'm going to use a fully block style, letter writing style, and I'm going to start by putting in the date, and today is November 24, 2021. Now you will realize that the text here is Calibri and the size is 11. I'm going to change that and I'm going to set it to Times New Roman, font size 12. And I'm going to press enter twice to bring my cursor down below the date. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a space for the merge fields, and your merge fields are the portions of your document which will be personalized. I don't like to leave the spaces where I'm going to put the merge field blank. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put mock merge fields there. So I know exactly where I'm going to position my merge fields once I have created my data source. So at this point in time, we are creating the main document. So I'm going to put title as a first mock merge field, first name, last name. Then I'm going to put company name. And I'm going to break down the address information into street, town, as well as parish. I'm going to press enter twice after that, and then I'm going ready for the greeting or the salutation. You do have the option of inserting a salutation line. I find it is just easier to just simply type your salutation. And so my salutation is dear, and I want to say dear, the title, and the last name. So I'm going to use another sort of merge fields here. I'm going to type title and then last name, followed by a colon. Press enter twice. Then I'm going to write the body of my letter now. And I'm going to start by saying, according to our records, it has become obvious that you have an outstanding balance, and I'm going to put $ for the balance and type the word balance, and it's another merge field. But before I do that one, I'm going to actually type the word balance and then off, and I have the $ with the balance. So this will be the merge field. Please ensure that you settle your account on or before November 30, 2021. Failure to do so will result in legal actions. New paragraph, so I press enter twice. Should you require further details, please do not hesitate to contact us at the email above, or email or telephone number above. And that is our simple letter. We press enter twice, then we do the closing, regards, comma, enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 5th line, you're going to type the name of the person sending the letter, for example, Rose Carty. Press enter again, and you may want to put the person's position, in this case, sales manager. And there we have our letter, our main document. Now the next step is to create the data source. So we have done step 1, which is to create the main document. Now it is time for us to create the data source. For the data source, I'm going to show you how to create a list in Microsoft Word, but I'm going to further go on to use an existing list that I typed previously today. All right. So the first step in creating that data source is to click on the mailings tab and to click on select recipients, type new list. There are different ways you could have done the list. You could have used an existing list, which I'm going to do later on, or you could have chosen from your Outlook contacts. Incidentally, if you forget how these 5 steps go, then you could actually go to start the mail merge and do a step-by-step mail merge wizard. If that is only if you forget what to do. All right, but we're going to now create our data source by clicking select recipients and type a new list. The new list or new address list dialog box will appear. It will show you several fields or merge fields in a table, but we don't want all of these. We only want some, and we have to add others. So we click on the customize columns button. We want title, first name, last name, company. We're going to rename address line 1, address line 2, and city, and we're going to delete the others, and we're going to add a field. So there are 3 options where fields are concerned. We can add a new field, we can delete fields, or we can rename fields. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to rename the address fields. So I'm going to say street for address line 1, click OK. Click on address line 2, rename, type town, click OK. City, rename, parish, OK. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the additional fields that I have here I don't need. So I click on them one by one and hit the delete button and then click yes, and I continue until I am finished. So we have most of them now, and we're down to one that we don't have. I'm going to use the add button now by clicking on it, and I'm going to type balance. That is the one we don't have. Click OK, and then OK again. So now this is our data source. I'm going to show you how to add one record, and then I'm going to go back and use a list that I had from earlier today. So I'm going to put in the first record, Mr. Full stop. I use the tab key to move to the next column, and I'm going to type the name, James tab read. Company, Jamaica Biscuit Company. All right, tab key, street, 23, Mercedes, close, Clarkstone, St. James. Of course, it's a made-up address, and the balance that they owe is $15,500. At the end of the row, you will want to move to another row to add a new record. There are two ways to do it. You can either press the tab key, or you can click on the new entry button. So I'm going to click the new entry button, and there we have it. I'm not going to use this data source because it's going to take forever to finish typing the records. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to show you now how to use an existing list. So in the select recipients, on the select recipients icon, I'm going to say use an existing list. I created a list called customer list with 3 customers earlier today. So I'm going to click on it and open. Now, if you were creating your own list, at the end, you would click on the save button. And when you click on the save button, it would ask you where you want to save it. You can decide where you want to save it. You can save it by default in the data sources folder, which is where this customer list was saved, or you can choose a particular location to save your data source. Now that I have selected my data source, I'm going to now insert my merge field. So this is the third step. I'm going to highlight the first one. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you to see better. I'm going to highlight the title, and please do not over highlight. And I'm going to go to where it says write and insert fields, insert merge fields. I'm not going to click on the top because if I do that, I'll have an extra step. I have to select and then insert, but I don't want to do that. I click on the bottom and simply select the field that I want to use. In a situation where you have multiple fields coming right after the other in the same line, you want to ensure that there's a space between each of the fields. Otherwise, when you mail merge a document, the words are going to be joined up as one. Here, I already have a space, so I don't need to type a space. It becomes important, especially if you did not create merge fields previously, but you're putting in the merge fields now as you have created your data source. So I'm going to go ahead and select the remaining merge fields and just replace the ones that are there with the real merge fields. For this one now, remember I said do not over highlight, and I'm going to show you what happens if you over highlight. The text from the line below will jump to your current line. So I'm going to press enter to bring it back down. And I'm going to ensure that when I highlight, I do not over highlight, and I replace the mock merge fields. If you're having trouble, you can use the shift, hold on the shift key and use the arrow, left or right arrow key to make the adjustments to the highlight. And the last thing we're going to replace now is the balance. And there you have your merge fields inserted. Next thing, so step 4, we're going to go to we're still under the mailing tabs. We're going to go to the finish and merge icon, click on it, and we're going to say edit individual documents, because we want to ensure that the documents look good, and if we need to make any adjustments, make necessary adjustments. It is important to note that if you have gone through the step of clicking finish and merge and you have your individual letters or documents, and you recognize that there are a few errors, you don't need to panic. All you need to do is reopen the data source, make the necessary changes. If it is a data source that is a problem, and if it is the main document that is a problem, make the necessary changes to the main document that has the merge fields in it. And all you need to do is to just do over the mail merge process, and all the changes will be effected. So ensure that all are selected unless you want specific records. I want everything. So I'm going to leave all selected, and I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to now be able to see my individual letters. So for example, you will see the different parts coming in, and you notice that this is not jumbled. You see the name of the person, where the organization that they are from, and so on and so forth, their address and the amount that they owe. All right, and that is your letter created. So we now have 2 documents. We have a data source. We have 3 documents, rather. We have a data source, we have the individually created letters, and we have the main document. So I'm going to now save the main document along with the individual letters. I'm going to now click on save, and I'm going to save the document in a particular folder. All you need to do is to give the file a name, and then you go ahead with your printing if you're going to print the letters. Now, I'm not going to save this because I don't need to save it. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And this pretty much concludes our lesson on mail merge. I'm back to this page because I recognized that having done the lesson on mail merge, I realized I said something in error previously. The last step, I said that you are to save both the main documents and the data source. The data source would have been saved already at this time. So what you really should be doing is saving the main document as well as the individual documents, or individual letters in this case. Now, if you have enjoyed the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting the IT Hub today. And I want you to, as usual, to like, share, and subscribe, and also to hit the notification bell so that when I create more awesome videos, more educational videos that are informative, that you'll be the first ones to hear about what is happening on the IT Hub.